So when we talk about investing in real estate, and this is probably more for my client side, but it's important for my agents to understand too, this is what your clients have been waiting to talk about all along. If you're speaking to your clients transactionally, and this is only about this house that you're buying or this house that you're selling, you're doing it all wrong. Every single purchase in the housing market is an investment, and you need to educate your clients, and you have a responsibility to make sure that your clients understand that the decisions that they make, not only in the buying and the selling, but how they keep their home, the total investment, the total property cost is more important than the actual purchase and the financing of it itself. So today, we're going to be talking about investing in real estate. There are some simple steps to get you started for those that haven't, and there's some good reminders that we're going to go over for those of you that are already involved. So investing in real estate might seem simple. It might seem as simple as, just buying a property and collecting money on it. But as far as complication is concerned, it couldn't be farther from the truth. Don't stop listening. Don't stop worrying about it because I used the word complicated. I didn't say impossible. This guide that we're going to talk about today is going to help you understand how to invest in real estate successfully, what you need to be looking for, and the things that could get you in trouble, some visibility around the corners that you may not be thinking of yourself. While I like to keep these conversations short because they can be incredibly cumbersome and create a lot of anxiety between my home buyers, it's still important that we have this topic. And now that the election is over and that a bunch of you have been sitting on money wondering, when am I going to get back into my investment plan? When am I going to get back into purchasing my home? Now that the election is complete, you can either have a sigh of relief or continue to live in a state of anxiety, but this is an opportunity to do business. So when it comes to money, take the politics out of it and understand that there is opportunity no matter which political party is running our system. So make sure that you understand, trust, and this whole operation today will be worth your while. So step one, I need you to understand how to create a strategic investment business plan. The first step in determining how you're going to be able to invest in real estate is going to be creating a detailed investment business plan for yourself. This plan has got to outline strategy, goals, target market, types of investment. It should also include some of your financial protections that you need. What are your expected returns on your investment? Is there a timeline? And what type of risk management strategies are you willing to put into place? Analyzing market trends and competitive positioning is also essential, but you should be partnering with someone that has access to those types of tools and who understand how to read it. Because as I've been a data person in technology for a long time, I have to tell you, it doesn't matter how much data you're warehousing or how much data is at your disposal. You don't know what to actually do with it. It's like having all of the internal components that you need to make a great salad, but because you don't know how to put it together or how to put things in the right order or what the refrigeration temperature is or when you should eat it or what your guests are going to be expecting to be served, all of those things, regardless of your well-structured plan, will not be able to guide your decisions. So I want to make sure that you can actually utilize the knowledge you're going to gain today to even attract potential partners in the investment of real estate and potentially investors that are willing to let you use their money for your investment strategy. So you want your investment plan to be specific as possible. You need to be able to determine the best methods to reach your goals. To be exact, you need to make sure that you have a strategy for your properties and outline a target goal to be able to achieve that strategy. So there's several different strategies that people like to use. There's the buy and hold. This is where your real estate investment outlines involve you keeping the properties long term. There's the fix and flip. This involves grabbing properties that need improvement right out of the gate. You're going to do the repairs and then you're going to sell it for the profit at the right timing. There's the turnkey approach. This type of investment doesn't need any work. It has tenants in place even. Sometimes includes property management services, real estate investment trusts. These are called REITs, R-E-I-T. REITs are a paper asset. They trade on the stock market, just like any other stock would. These are an excellent way to invest in real estate without actually having to own any property directly or understanding how to do the maintenance or having to deal with tenants. The BRRRR method: buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. This is when you buy a property, fix it, rent it out, do a cash out refinance, and then use the money to buy the next property. It's an excellent real estate investment strategy. And if you're looking to build a large portfolio, essentially for, in best case scenarios, retirement, so that your primary responsibility is housing representation for your portfolio instead of working a 9-to-5 job, it's a great way to do that. The BRRRR method is tried and tested. Crowdfunding has become very popular today. Real estate crowdfunding allows investors to pool resources and invest in projects like new developments or even acquisitions. It doesn't require a lot of capital. You can cash out in 2 to 5 years on most of those types of deals. Wholesaling, you're going to get a lot of conversations on wholesaling, especially with the fluctuations on interest rates. With a strategy like this, you never own the property. You're going to find a property that you can buy below market value, put it under contract, and then you're going to sell it to an investor for a profit. Literally, by the time it closes, if you can't resell it or wholesale it, you're going to either dump the contract or you will have sold it between these investors for a profit. You need a very diverse network and an ability to market these types of things incredibly efficiently and understand contracts. You want to partner really well with someone that knows how to work contract languages in multiple states to be able to do this. The key here is to find deals where the seller, the wholesaler, and the investor all win. And in this strategy, you being the wholesaler. And then there's FRAC. FRAC ownership is similar to kind of timeshare. Fractional ownership is when an investors each own a share of the property and the benefits and responsibilities. If you're not sure which one is going to be the strategy for your business, we can certainly deep dive, and you can call us here at Keystone to be able to help you with any of that, any of those explanations, or better understanding for you to be able to strategically place yourself in a position. So with strategy being step one, step two would be for you to start a holding company. You're going to have to set one of these up. A parent company needs to be able to own and manage the business and or the asset. It is a good idea to look up the legal stuff before you get too far into the weeds with it yourself. A good real estate attorney is exceptional at this. Business attorneys are also this is right there in their wheelhouse. It's a good idea to make sure that you create a holding company in the area that you're interested in doing business. You are going to decide on that business structure that we just talked about, but then you're going to pick whether you're going to be LLC or corporation, get all the necessary paperwork, things filed. This takes some time. So this is why it is early in the steps. You're going to draft up an operating agreement that outlines how your company's got a purpose, what's the structure and the governance. You're going to consider how your holding company is going to manage its subsidiaries, the financial oversight, the strategic direction. All of you that have done long-term investing with me before in real estate are just foaming at the mouth right now. This is your go-to. These are the things that you like to do to be able to work within the different states that we have compiled these types of purchases together. Once this plan is established, your holding company can then provide advantages like organizational flexibility, better asset protection, increased financial leverage so that you can continue future ventures. Number 3 is actually finding investment properties. I do have several investors that simply put me on a retainer for my advisement, just to make sure that they don't fall into any holes or walk around the corner into a train. But more often than not, the step 3 is where you want to partner with a really good realtor, someone that has the experience, understands the investment market, not just the buying and selling of houses. Inventory has hit an all-time low, especially in Florida, since the pandemic. So finding real estate investment properties is not easy. However, there are several different ways to scout out some good deals. It's going to take some work, so you're going to have to make sure you've got a real estate partner that you trust and that you know they have the availability to help you with this planning. Once you start building a portfolio of cash flowing properties that start to appreciate in value, you're going to agree that it's worth it. And here's some of the strategies on how you can find investment properties. You can actually do cold calling. Again, I expect the real estate agent that you're working with or that you chose to do this heavy lifting for you. But the cold calling, find the names of rental property owners, look through tax records. Once you know who owns these properties, actually, sometimes you're going to have to do a little bit of sleuthing, but you'll be able to find phone numbers. You'll be able to find how they've got these properties registered. If the property's under a business entity or an LLC name, for example, you can definitely check with whichever Secretary of State site that you have so that you can see who the official owners are of the different properties. Filing information, for example, is typically public record, but don't be afraid to just start with a simple Google search for what you're looking for. You'll be surprised how calling a tenant directly might actually just get you the information that you need and all the contact info. Joint venture partnerships. A lot, in fact, I would say most investors have already looked through all of the online listings and are now searching for off-market properties. To find good deals like that, you've got to expand your reach. You've got to partner with several real estate agents that understand that the conversations have started, but they haven't put those properties on the market yet per the choice of the owner. There is a timing aspect involved, but the more relationships you can build with real estate agents, the better, because when they hear about it, they can contact you and typically tie the deal together before anything becomes market official. Expand that reach. You need to be able to locate those properties with the tools that real estate agents have. So take a few of us out to coffee, maybe buy us a lunch if we get you some good information. The ones that get you information quickly and the ones that communicate with you often are going to be your best partners in this. If you flip the properties, they will typically earn their commissions through the flip itself. You concentrate on the investment that you were doing with the property. Don't be afraid to take on experts to be able to help you out. They have their ways of making money through helping you. So have an open, honest conversation. Tell them who you are, tell them what you want to do, and they'll be able to tell you where they can make money by helping you achieve those things. If you're going to hold real estate in a portfolio, you need to be able to be prepared to pay them a finder's fee for finding these properties for you, or make sure that they're still allowed to capture the commission from the side that if there's anything offered from the sellers. They can negotiate that usually pretty effectively. Tax liens and auction sales. You can search for those online. There's a lot of foreclosure auctions. However, do your due diligence on the properties. Show up ready to bid and make sure you're not walking into some ridiculous loan situation or multiple vendors that have already put liens on these properties and there's no way for you to capture that money back. But it's very popular, typically during a more of a foreclosure and recovery market, which we're not in currently. There's a lot of rumor, a lot of chatter about, because of the higher interest rates that people have had to buy houses under, if the current inflation continues on its path, people are going to find their housing, which is their largest bill, very difficult to afford. So being able to reach out to those people and help them out of a difficult situation, because having their home foreclosed on is a much worse situation than utilizing you or a real estate agent to sell that property first and protect their credit so they can ultimately buy something in the future. Postcards, direct mail, simple stuff, right? Canvass a neighborhood or owners of specific properties. Mail out postcards. A nice handwritten letter, believe me, goes a long way, and it'll indicate interest of buying their property. If they don't respond to you, they're not interested.